Hello ninth grade children. I welcome you all to the Z Learning platform. For the first class, I have taken a memory poem in the unit 1. I welcome you all once again. In the unit 1, the first poem is a memory poem. You can see Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. The poet is Robert Frost. Robert Frost is a well-known famous poet. Yes, let's see what he is saying in the poem. In the first stanza, you can see from the picture itself, you can see it's an uninhabited place. That is, no humans are found, and all of a sudden it's a winter time, and the poet is going through that, traveling through that forest. So he has some kind of a psychological kind of a thoughts is coming up. So that he shared this poem. Let's see. Whose woods these are? I think I know. You know what is meant by woods? In English or in English literature or in poem, woods means a jungle. Okay. So whose woods these are? I think I know. As the poet is traveling through the forest or the woods, he is thinking, a question is arising in his mind that whose woods these are? That is, this jungle belongs to whom? Who is the owner of this jungle? Like this, he's keep on thinking and he's going on his horseback. Okay, he's traveling. So whose woods these are? I think I know. And he himself is answering to his question because no one is there. Only he and his horse alone is there. No one is accompanying him on his travel. So his house is in the village though. So if a owner, if this wood is belong to an owner, that owner should be living in a village which is nearby. Like that he is thinking. He will not see me stopping here. Usually poet always, every poet, what they do is, especially they will be loving nature. They will be loving solitude. Solitude means aloneness, loneliness. Because when they sit in solitude, all the thoughts and memories will come into them, and that creates a philosophical thought which makes them to write poems, or they make them, they'll pen down in words all their philosophical thoughts. In the same way, actually winter season is a very, very cruel season. It's a very cold season. But poet, what he's doing is, he's enjoying this loneliness and he's also enjoying this cold winter season also. So he's saying, he is thinking about the owner, whether he will think of anything about me, will he think anything wrong about me because I'm stopping here in this jungle. So he's asking himself, if the owner sees me, will he think anything? Must be he's not around here. He's not in the jungle. He must be in the village. So let me stop here for a while. I want to enjoy this cold climate in this jungle place. So he will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. So he want to see how beautifully, actually it's a very cruel season, I said already. It will be very beautiful. It will be, that is, the snow covered area will be very beautiful because all the tree branches, the roads will be covered completely with white in color, with full of snow. No green, nothing will be seen. But still he is enjoying there and he want to spend some more time there in the woods that is filled up with snow. In the next stanza, once I'll read it. Whose woods these are? I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. Okay. The next stanza, you can see he's introducing himself that, he's saying that he's going on his horseback. So he's thinking, my little horse must think it pure to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. Okay, so he's thinking, actually a horse has no sense of thinking, like that is a sixth sense. It doesn't have that ability. But a poet will be going like a personification. He'll be thinking, he's thinking that what his horse must be thinking about him for stopping in the woods at the cruel season and staying there and enjoying the nature. So he's saying thinking about his horse, and he's saying, my little horse must think it pure. Pure means strange. So it's thinking strangely, why should my owner have to stand in a jungle where no one is there at this cruel time season of the year? Okay, so that's what he's asking. And there is no one there, no business also. Business in the sense, no other work, that is emergency work or any other work. Or he should meet his friend, nothing is there. No purpose, but still he is staying there. So to stop without a farmhouse near. What we will do when we go on a travel, we'll stop at places. For what? If any emergency is there, we'll be stopping there. If we want to meet a person, we'll be stopping there. If we want to go to a restaurant, we'll be stopping there. There will be some purpose will be there. Simply you will not on a sudden, you're traveling, on the way you will not just stop and stand there and you'll be staring or thinking or admiring the nature. But here he is doing that, and so he is asking himself, he is thinking that my little horse must think it here to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. That too, how is the place? He is showing the location. He is standing in the woods, and after the woods there is a lake, and that lake is completely frozen. So it's a very, very critical place. You will not mostly stand on a frozen lake. Yes, but here this person is standing there and he's waiting, and he's staying there and is watching the whole jungle covered with snow. And how is the time is? What's the time is? Darkest evening. It's an evening time, and mostly whenever you go to any place, if it becomes dark, you will be rushing to your home. You want to reach your home as soon as possible. But here it's not like that. Even though it is very dark and it's very, very, very cold, the owner is standing there and waiting for a while to enjoy the nature. So again, that horse must be thinking, why my owner is staying back here at this difficult hour of the day. So can you see, my little horse must think it here to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. Okay. Can we see in the next stanza? In the third stanza, you can see, he gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. Okay. So there is a character or there is a nature in animal. It's found to be like that. That is, when an owner, you can see your dog will be showing that, your pets will be responding with you. When you do something differently, they will be asking you or they will be questioning you with their actions or body language as what is the situation or what is the problem, why you are stopping here or why you are doing like this differently. In the same way, he gives his harness bells a shake. Okay, actually the horse, they'll be having a harness here. They'll be tied up for the owner to catch them when they go in a high speed. They have to have a very good grip with the horse. So that harness will be having a tingling sound. Okay, so he gives his harness. When it shakes his head, there will be a tingling sound, and when it shakes like that, the owner will understand what that horse wants to communicate with them. So in the same way, the horse is asking him, shaking his harness and asking him, any mistake is there, any problem is there, why you are stopping here, like that, to ask if there is some mistake. Because the only other sounds, the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. There is no other sound, there is no human being sound, no animal sound for hunting, no other sound is being heard there. Just the fall of the snowfall sound can be heard, and the windy sound. No other sound is being heard. Then why does the owner is waiting there? There is no need for a hunting. There is no need for a meeting. Nothing is there, but still the owner is standing there. So the horse is in a big questioning mode. The next stanza. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Now you can see, even if we go to a green, thick forest also, you may not, you may not say, it's very lovely, it's very beautiful, I'm enjoying in a jungle, you will not say. That too if you go alone. Okay, that too if you go alone in the same condition on a horseback. I don't think you will be enjoying. But a poet who has a different kind of a mindset, who has a different kind of a philosophy. Yes, a person of a different mindset will not take things like that. Where an ordinary person may see things differently, but a poet takes it a different manner. He is saying the woods are lovely, dark and deep. Must be he is away from a crowded area. So a person always from a crowded area likes to be alone, or they enjoys that solitude, that loneliness, that beauty of the loneliness, that too in the presence of nature. Whatever may be the season, but they are enjoying. That's what he's showing here. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. It's very dark and it's very deep. Deep means very thick forest. No one is there. Maybe some animals may be there. That too, that's a cold season. That too may be rarely found. So it's very lovely, dark and deep. But still, I want to stay some more time. But I can't stay back because I have promises to keep. Promises in the sense, for example, I'll say when your father goes to work in the morning, he will be returning by home in the evening at a particular time. Maybe an hour also you will be waiting. You will be waiting. At least in an hour, he'll be coming back. If it prolongs, what you will do? You will be started searching for him. In the same way, he has dear ones or someone will be waiting there at home and he has many works to be completed. Maybe in the evening, he would have promised someone, I'll be back and I'll be giving you something, or I'll be doing something. I'll be completing that work. Something he would have promised, anything. And that's not alone for the evening alone. For the lifelong, some promises he has. So that's what he's saying. I have some more promises to be done. I cannot be staying alone, lonely here, and I cannot spend my time completely removing all my normal life and staying back here. So he wants to have to complete all his promises. And here sleep means eternal sleep, not the day sleep. Night will be going to sleep. Not only that, here this sleep means he has to, he is an adult. He is almost in the mid age, like around 40s or 50s, like that. Maybe beyond that, 50 or 60s maybe. But still, before he may be expecting his, we all know at a particular time we will be dying. We all will be dying. We are human beings. So before his death, he has many promises and many responsibilities to be completed. So he is saying, and miles. This miles is not geographically, it's not been meant here. He is saying many things are to be done. So he may be a father, he may be a grandfather, or he may be a husband or anything. So many responsibilities as a person he has to be completed. So and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. This single line has been repeated here. When a poet is repeating a line 2 times, it shows it's a great importance. Okay, so that shows this is a philosophical line. So it is a famous line. It is being accepted by everyone. And miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep makes us or reminds us that before our death or before our eternal sleep, death is also called as eternal sleep. We'll be completely sleeping there. So before our sleep, everyone have to complete their work without postponing it. So you may be thinking, okay, today, today power cut, so I have lot many work to be written, but still, okay, let it be tomorrow, it's there. No, now lockdown only, no, I'll be doing it tomorrow. We'll be postponing it. When we postpone it, next day maybe you may be you will be falling sick, or you may be having some guests may be coming. So again, you'll be saying, okay, let it be tomorrow. And final day, what will happen? Suddenly, all of a sudden, they'll be asking for you to submit all your works. You have to sit in a 5 minutes or half an hour and you have to complete 1 week complete work. You have to sit and write hurry-burriedly. So when you do that, everything will be in mistake. Everything will not be proper. For example, I'm saying as a student, I'm saying how you will be postponing your situations or works. So when you do that, what will happen? You will not be doing in complete satisfaction and the work will not be proper. So that's what he's saying. Before your sleep or before your things, before your day, next day, don't postpone it, things for the next day, complete it beforehand. Okay, so this is a very important line. And miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep. The poet is Robert Frost. Can we see about the poet? About the author, you can see he's an old man. Yes, and he is no more. Robert Frost was born in 1874 and 1968, was an American poet noted for his realistic descriptions of rural life. I already said he's a poet. He loves to be in solitude, like nature. If you are in city or in town, you will be getting less contact with the nature. But when you come to the villages, you will have an exact rural setup. So he loves to be in the rural life. Yes, so maybe he is from the city. Born on 26 March 1874, he spent his first 40 years as an unknown entity. He received 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry and was a special guest at the President John F. Kennedy's inauguration. Frost became a poetic force and an unofficial poet laureate of the United States. Some of his famous works are The Road Not Taken, West Running Blue, Mending Wall After Apple Picking, etc. And the last 2 lines were taken by the former Prime Minister, that is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, has written that 2 lines in his book. He has kept it on his table to make him remind that he was a great leader. So he has many responsibilities. So he took that last 2 philosophical lines and kept it on the table to make him always remind that he has more to be completed before his time, when his time will be ending. Before that, he has to complete a lot. Like that, it's a great poem also. It's a very famous poem. Okay, I hope you all enjoy that poem. I want you all to memorize it. Thank you. Have a nice day.